Hello, welcome to Current News. I'm your host, Chris Davis. So, for the first story we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh. He has been nominated to take the place of Anthony Kennedy. This nomination has sparked backlash and scrutiny of Brett Kavanaugh, specifically how he has ruled on issues in the past and his upbringing. News reports have speculated because of his religious upbringing, it could skew how he rules on the bench. And while he may have followed president on lower courts, on the Supreme Court, people speculate he will change because when you're in the lower courts, you have to follow president. You can't overrule the Supreme Court, but when he gets on the Supreme Court, he can change a lot of rulings. People have been saying he could really change Roe v. Wade with a 5-4, with a 5 Republican and 4 liberals on the Supreme Court. Anthony Kennedy was a swing vote. He would vote either way. But Brett Kavanaugh, people have speculated that he's going to be a hard time conservative, and it'll actually be 5-4 on the Supreme Court bench. People have been looking at how Brett Kavanaugh has ruled in the past. Specifically, there was this instance where a minor woman, a Mexican woman, she's 17 years old. She was pregnant and she's getting ready to have a baby, but she wanted an abortion. She was in a detention center, and the court that he was on ruled in favor of her getting the abortion, but he dissented, as he wanted her to seek advice first before making this life-changing decision. People have interpreted that as him being anti-abortion. Second ruling is gun control. Well, the court he was on, lower courts, circuit courts, they ruled for semi-automatics to be restricted and banned. He dissented, saying that that's unconstitutional, and it's constitutional for citizens to have semi-automatics to hunt and to protect themselves. A third ruling people have looked at is on the EPA. While the court he was on favored for EPA regulations, he was saying that the EPA was overstepping its bounds and they were regulating the free market too much. So people have looked at his past rulings and seen it as him being pro-business, looking out for like 1%ers rather than being objective and being fair on both sides. They see him as being political with his rulings. So those are the rulings people have been looking at. There's been more, but I can't mention every one because I'm talking about multiple stories here. But let me know what you think about Brett Kavanaugh. Do you think he's a good choice for the Supreme Court? Do you think he's not? Just let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Now, with our second story, there were some boys in Thailand that were stuck in the cave, and sometime this past week, they finally got out. They were in that cave for a little over 2 weeks, and that's a long time. Thai Navy SEALs had to scuba dive 6 hours just to get to them. And one Navy SEAL officer even died trying to rescue them. When he was on his way back, he ran out of air, and by the time he got to the surface, it was too late. He died. But they finally got the boys out. People have been wondering how did they get trapped in this cave and why did they go in the cave in the first place. And what reports say is what hiking is in the West, spelunking is to them in Thailand. So after a soccer game or a soccer practice, they went to go explore a cave. It rained really hard, torrential rain, flooding. flooded the cave, sealing them in. And eventually they were about to run out of air until the Thai Navy SEAL officers got them out. So we're glad the boys are okay. They were even offered to go to the World Cup, but the doctors told them to turn down the offer because they still need to be monitored for 7 days. So, yeah, they missed that opportunity to go to the World Cup, but their health is more important. So let me know what you think about that story in the comments section below. Now, to move on to our next story, Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill, the actor of Superman. He's also in the Mission Impossible film, Mission Impossible Fallout. He's in the news due to hashtag MeToo backlash. So basically, he was interviewing for this magazine, and he said that he's afraid of basically dating now because he's afraid of being called a rapist. And when he said that, he got a huge backlash and criticism. People have been saying on the comments section, saying date women but just don't rape them if you don't want to be called a rapist. Another person said, if you're afraid of being called a rapist, then there must be something wrong with the way you date. And then Henry Cavill, this past Friday, apologized, saying if there was any misunderstandings, he apologizes and he holds women in high regard, whether they're a friend, significant other, or it's a professional relationship. But what I want to say is that he probably should have held his ground on that issue, because I feel the same way. I feel that guys have to be extra careful going on dates now. Otherwise, they can be called a rapist. I mean, we have two good examples. We have Aziz Ansari. So Aziz Ansari, if you don't know, a story was published about him on this small news website, and they accused him of being a rapist, but really he wasn't. It was just a bad date, and basically there was misunderstanding. Two people, Aziz and this woman he went out with, they were in the same situation, but one was experiencing things in another way. But he didn't rape or even sexually harass her. It was just a bad date, but the person he was going out with interpreted it that way, and that's what she told everyone, and it really hurt his career. I mean, they have been very quiet about how much damage it has done to his career. I haven't seen him be as creative or as active as he was before this incident happened. And then if you look at Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, he was accused recently of sexual harassment, sexual assault. He says that he denies it, that two people can experience the same thing two different ways. The woman who accused him of something, she interpreted it one way, but he saw it another way. And so, what you're having now in these situations is you're gonna have to do some kind of written consent or something, because people can experience the same thing in a different way. A guy may not think that he's he's not sexually assaulting someone or sexually harassing someone, but a woman could see it that way. But it could be like the Aziz Ansari situation where he didn't at all, but that's just how the woman interpreted it, and it really hurt his career. And as I said, I haven't seen him be as creative as he was before then. I saw him at some award show. I don't know if it was the Tonys or whatever, but I haven't seen him be as active. He's been really low profile lately. But what I would want to see from Henry Cavill was him to take a stand on that issue, explain to everyone why he feels that way, why he doesn't feel like he can go out on a date with someone because he's afraid that it could hurt his career, it could hurt his image. Don't just fold under pressure because you have a lot of people criticizing you. Go ahead and explain like your position to everyone. Let me know what you think about the Henry Cavill situation in the comment section below. Do you think he's right? Do guys have to be more careful about dating now? Do you think he's wrong? Do you think that men should just be chivalrous and polite, and of course make sure they get consent, obviously, before they do anything? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. So for our next story, Papa John's CEO, John Schnatter, has lost his job. He is being pulled from all marketing material and all images of Papa John's. The reason for it is like a Forbes reporter reported him saying the N-word on a teleconference call. And since then, John Schnatter has been like fired from Papa John's. They're removing his name and everything from all their marketing and sales materials. Even colleges and professional athletic stadiums are removing his names from everything. Stadiums, buildings, you name it. And I guess this has to show you that if you're a public person, if you're a high profile person, you have to watch what you say. With the Roseanne situation, what she said about one of former President Obama's officers, like she basically called like her a monkey, and she lost everything, lost her show, lost her whole career because she said that. And that just goes to show, if you're a public person, then you have to be careful with what you say, because it will cost you your whole career. John Schnatter apologized, saying that he made the same mistake that he made with the NFL. If you don't know what that means, he basically blamed the NFL for low Papa John's sales, because in the NFL what was going on was that players were kneeling and people were upset about that. And John Schnatter was basically saying because Papa John's was sponsoring in the NFL and people were upset about the kneeling, that was hurting their sales. Because he said that the NFL dropped Papa John's as like a sponsor, or Papa John stopped sponsoring them, and Pizza Hut was picked up sponsoring the NFL. So he ruined the sponsorship with the NFL. Of course, now he has lost his career for saying the N-word. So that's really it for that story. He's being removed from the Papa John's company. His image is being taken off of marketing and sales and commercials. His name is being removed from buildings and stadiums. So you have to watch what you say. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think that he's getting what he deserves? Do you think it's an overreaction? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Alright, that's all we have for today. Let me know what you think about all these stories in the comment section below. Go to the description box and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you really want to help this channel, please share with all your friends about this story and my other videos, and spread the word to help the channel grow. Please hit the like button and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And I will see you all next time.